The class of the Executive MBA Global has gathered at the Museum of Young Art in the beautiful surroundings of Palais Schönborn to enjoy the lecture of Professor Chuck Kwok.
It's basically how to equip multinational managers to manage the finance functions globally. And the course is not just for finance managers. It's also important to non-finance managers, because to be a manager, especially in a high level, you need to be aware of what's going on. You may not need to look at the details, but you need to understand, for example, what's happening in the financial crisis. How does it impact your marketing functions, your management functions, all this together. So the course, on one hand, try to sensitize students on this global financial market and their impact on the company. On the other hand, it provides you with tools to analyze how to manage globally. So understanding and management, especially the financial aspect. My focus is not just on the finance, but emphasize on interdisciplinary, how finance affect marketing, operation as a whole, so as to help the managers, executive to be better managers. So that's the focus of the course.
Great professor, really. I like him very much, and I'm enjoying his lecture and the way he teaches us.
He's really trying to keep us really involved and not just staying there and doing some lectures, but very much putting focus on the interactive basis with questions, with answering, and sometimes with repetitions as well, which are necessary because it's quite a complex material, and I like the way of teaching quite much. Mm-hmm.
Interaction pushes learning to a greater level. The class gets to interact, not just in speech, but in actual practice. In the afternoon, they act out a financial market situation to refine and use what they learned during the lectures. Professor Kwok likes to teach and learn at the same time.
When I teach executives, I really enjoy them because it's not just me teaching them, but I also can learn from them. My style of teaching is Socratic. In other words, I like to raise questions so that they'll answer me. Through the answer, I'll ask more questions in order to stimulate their thoughts. And then when they answer me, another student will also answer. So I try to integrate them and let them talk to each other. So it will create a class discussion. So the students do not just learn from me, but they also learn from each other. So it's very rewarding to teach executives because they bring a lot of industrial knowledge, their own intuition to the classroom. They may not know the concept exactly, but once I heard about the concepts, they said, I have some experience in that, and they contribute by sharing their experience. And my job is to integrate experience with the materials and stimulate the whole class to discuss that. So they learn from the subject matter and also from each other.
Sometimes I feel like we have not only one professor, but 42 professors in the class. So it's very interesting, really.
The executives can certainly learn from each other as they work in top positions and can combine their experience with newly gained knowledge. For some, it feels like being back at university.
Yes, sometimes I feel like a student, for sure, especially learning, studying, preparing the assignments. It feels like a student.
It's also a big change because now you are more experienced. Now you have reached a different age where you are more mature, and probably you are more serious as well.
Not just to gain, but also to refine knowledge. This is essential to be successful. A knowledge the Japanese know to use to a great extent.
Japanese, the culture is they pay attention to the details. They're very good in doing that. They keep refining. That's why their product is so high class, to call high quality. That applies to managers also. In this global world, competition is very intense. If you do not pay attention, you can lose out very quickly. That's why you have to keep learning. Not only they keep learning about what is going on in the world, but it also keeps your mind very alert. That also makes your job very interesting.
The Executive MBA Global is in fact very global itself. The 41 executives unite from 15 different countries. Almost every continent is represented, which makes the experience and input unique.
The class here, in general, I like teaching the Vienna MBA class because the students are very high educated, very smart, and also experienced, and last but not least, very motivated. They come in on time, they like to answer questions. When I ask questions, you can see there are a lot of response, and that makes life much easier and make the whole classroom very lively. So this class is wonderful.
I have the feeling we are trying to do the best, and it's very important to have good relationship because we support each other as well.
It is extremely interesting, and I'm enjoying it here. It's very interesting. A lot of experienced classmates and very experienced classmates. I have a greater outlook now. I have different horizons, I can say. I have more friends, and for sure it will change my life.
I'm very happy to be here and to have this experience, and it was really a good decision. I would take it again.